So Inform, I think as an organisation, the partnership was pre-me joining, and I think it was very much seen as a tool to make sure I was within our council tax benefits and revenues team initially. And as a council, I've absolutely seen the benefits that brought around reduction in calls coming through to the agents. The challenges that any council faces are around the financial constraints, so there is a pressure on headcount. So in 2016 coming into 2017, it was very much looking at what other services could we use the Inform IVR functionality, and it was a high volume waste and environmental. You know, Edinburgh is continuing to grow over the next number of years. There is a city vision and it's trying to, as a council, match that demand that's happening externally. So for me, self-serve is absolutely key on the services that we can. So where we've got an online presence and where we've got the ability for customers to self-serve, it's absolutely key we do that, because we can't just keep putting more people on the phones or more people answering chat. We absolutely need to make sure we've got the right resource so that we can have more teachers, you can have more social workers. It's about using the public money for people that do need a face-to-face element, and that's where I think self-service and technology is key for some of the other services that don't require that high, I suppose, high face-to-face complex transactions. If you really look at a couple of recent examples, if I was to compare January 17 into January 18, just looking at our waistlines, we have seen a reduction in abandonment calls of nearly 90%, and we've also seen about an 80% reduction in calls that would have come through to an agent. So that in itself, just by bringing that service on board, has allowed us to reduce headcount, but also increase customer satisfaction. It's looking to expand it into other services, because we've seen a reduction in call volume into high volume and things like some of our property services, our housing teams, planning and building standards. There's so many other teams now because we've seen the success of what we've got through the particularly environmental and the Clarence teams recently. The thing that makes it successful for me is the level of detail that we can get. So you can get weekly dashboards that actually really help us tell the story. So when we're at committee with the councillors talking about how much of it, where we are for service levels, where we are for the calls, we're actually able to tell that story around the sort of journey, anything averaging between sort of 48% up to sort of 68% on various weeks. That level of detail is critical. It also allows me, when I'm budgeting for headcount, to be able to forward plan around actually what does that forecast look like, especially as we've come into the new financial year. Some of the results that we've seen is, you know, between 40% to 60%. The other opportunity that we have is, so web chat as a way of customers interacting with the council, and we've done a soft launch and we're looking at, that's again live agent. I think the real opportunity is exploring. We've seen some of the things that Inform can deliver around chat box, so again using some of the functionality that an IVR would send out to a customer, actually being able to use some of that technology, and that's something that's exciting. Again, that's that whole being able to think about technology moving forward rather than this is just the here and now and this is what we've got. And I think the relationship works, so very much you can go direct to the technical team for changes. I think there's also a bit of negotiation actually around we want to try something, and actually I think that is what's made it a success. And I think some of the other enhancements that's coming down the track, I think you can see that. So as an organisation, it's very much what customer behaviour will change in a year's time, 2 years' time. More and more people are so used to engaging through chat or engaging through messenger type communication. I think that's something that I like about the relationship that we've had with Inform. It's future proofing. It's almost not just saying this is what you've got and it won't change. It's very much moving with the times, and I think people are doing that externally as well. DN week on week self-serve without coming through to an agent is key. Being able to push links out if a customer's on a mobile. People are used to that technology, and as a council actually it's right that we move with that pace of what's happening externally.